Hi there, I'm Bill and today I'm reviewing the Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright series. So it has 3 games and with the first Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, then Justice for All, and then this third one, Trials and Tribulations. And yeah, what can I say? This series is, well, one of my favorite game series. Like, it's weird. This is made by Capcom too, and Monster Hunter is made by Capcom too. So they actually have like 2 of my favorite game series. And yeah, well, so what's the basic idea of these games? Like these are court games. Like, you're a defense attorney and you're like defending people in court. So if you think about that concept, that how exciting can that be? But like, wow, these are some of the most exciting games that I've ever played. Like, the plot is just freaking insane. Uh, so you have the court scenes, and then you have like examination outside the court, like investigating crime scenes and talking to people and so on. And the story is just, it's so good. Like, there are like so many twists and turns in these like stories, and also in the court you get this kind of battle of wits. Like, the prosecutor is of course is like defending or defending his client, and is trying to like accuse your client. So you get these awesome kind of battles inside the courtroom where you're like trying to outwit the prosecutor and the witness if they're lying. So basically the system is that the witness is saying, like, they're giving testimony, whether it's like their intent to lie or they're not intending to lie, but anyway, they're giving testimony, and it's your job to press them, like ask them for details, and then like find contradictions. Like, okay, you said this, but this evidence shows that actually it wasn't like that, and then they have to like explain more. And if they're lying, they're getting more and more nervous. And you're just like digging the truth out until you finally like can break them, and they like go totally berserk. And yeah, it's just like, it's such a great concept, such a like unique concept, and it works out really well. Like, you really like want to defend like your clients, and you want to like get the truth out and expose these liars that they're just lying, trying to put the blame on the other people, and you're just like, no, that ain't going to happen, that I'm going to get to the truth. And you will. And wow. And it's the same thing that as you're battling with the witness and the prosecutor, you're like all getting more and more of the truth. It's like the truth and the story is unfolding as you progress, like in the case. And there you get these all kind of twists and turns that the prosecution or yourself gets like totally surprised. Wow, what a revelation. And then the case like gets turned upside down, and then you're going in totally different direction. And yeah, it's like very good storytelling, and it's very like, you get very into it. It's so like so well done. So for plot and storytelling, these games get like 10 out of 10. It's very good. Gets very intense, very exciting. So and the music in these games is also very good, and it like enhances this kind of suspense. And then when it starts to build up, like, okay, now we're getting closer and closer to the truth, so the music is intensifying too. So it like it enhances the game experience very well. And like all of these games, I can remember like several tunes from these games. that are memorable, that I listen to again and again, because the music is just great as well. And well, for replayability, then what can you say? It depends on, like, well, it depends on your personal preference, basically, because when you play these games through, then that's it. Like, then you know the plot, then you know the story, so, well, basically, I haven't played any of these games again, like, after completing them. But I know that some people do, so that's just up to you. That do you, well, the stories are, like, great. They are very nice. Well, I guess it's the same thing, like with any other game or book or whatever, or movie even, that some people like to, like, play or see or read, like, this good stuff again and again, and some people just do it once or twice and then they, like, want to have go see or play other stuff. So it's the same thing. So basically there isn't anything, like, beyond. If you complete this, it's the same as you have read a book, then you know all the plot, how it's going to go. So yeah, so it will be a bit different playing it again if you want to. And the graphics are nice. Like, these started out as a Game Boy Advance games, so that's why the graphics are, well, like this part of that. But it's still very good, very detailed, looks very nice. And the characters have really, like, much personality. It's very fun. Fun to get to know all of these different people. Some of them can be really over the top, which is just good. And well, the thing, if you want to give some minus to these games, is that about the logic, because in court you have to, like, have the right evidence to point out a contradiction, and sometimes it's limited to just, like, it can be a thing or it can be a person, like, it can be either, depending on the situation. And the thing is that even if you know that where you are going with your, like, line of reasoning, okay, this is certainly wrong in this thing, so but I just need to find out that how can I point it out. And then even if you have, like, two objects that you would easily explain the contradiction with, then the game might just have one of those. So it's not like, sometimes you can present some evidence, like, to the judge, which is like, of course you would, like, be able to tell or explain the contradiction with this evidence, but the game doesn't recognize that, and so you get a fault. And sometimes it can be just really hard that you don't have a clue that what you're supposed to present, like, so it can be a bit, like, wavering in that sense, the logic system here, but most of the time it's very very satisfying, like, figuring out, okay, this is what he's telling, and actually, aha, there's a contradiction here. So you're constantly figuring out that what's going on, and then you're starting to think that, okay, well, what might his motive be, and so it's very rewarding, like, playing these games. And the reason that I review all of these three together is that, well, they're all very good games, very quality games, and they have a continuum. Like, this this final game, it wraps up the whole three games in a sense. It's not that, like, you can play them separately. Like, I started with the second game, Justice for All, then went to the first, and then to the third. And it didn't, like, ruin anything. It's not like that it will ruin something. No, you can play them in any order, basically. But now that they are on the WiiWare, like you can get them, just download them to your Wii, then why not play them like in the order, so you will get the most out of it. Even though you can play them like separately, it doesn't matter so much, but still, why not play them in the order if you can. And that's the thing with the Wii versions, that like they have gotten really bad reviews. I think like something like 6 out of 10 or whatever. And that's the thing, like these games are like very good, and it's the same on the Wii. The reason that they have gotten really bad Wii reviews is that the reviewers have like felt that Capcom hasn't done anything to update these games. Like they have just ported them straight into the Wii, and that's about it. That they could have done more, but well, yeah, of course they could have done more, but they didn't. It still doesn't change the fact that these games, like on the Wii, even if they look like okay, they have been ported straight over, they still, these games are freaking quality. So if you're thinking about the bad review scores on the Wii, then I'd say that ignore them. Like you can still buy these like the DS versions, but it can be hard to track down, and it will be much cheaper to just buy the WiiWare stuff. So yeah, it's still the same games, and these are like very very exceptional quality games. So the bad review scores come just from the like overall production, that it's not like feels like a lazy port. Even though the games are excellent, then just like that they could have been so much better, even better than they are now. Yeah. So would I recommend these? Yes. Yes, I would. Same as with Monster Hunter, these are exceptional games, like very good games. Very like, the stories are so good, you just get sucked into them. You really care about what's happening there. You're figuring out all the time what's going on next. You're getting surprised. You're like, yeah, very nice. I like these very much. So what would I give the series? Like 9 or 10, something like that. 9.5. Like definitely very good. Yeah, the logic can be a bit like how would you say it? A bit illogical at times, but it doesn't like change the fact that these games are like just so good. So yeah, do try them out. I can really recommend these. So that's that. And if you have any questions or comments, then leave them below, and see ya. Have a nice day.